Hi guys.
Hey guys.
I hope you can hear us okay.
Can you get me more in just a tad?
How's that?
Oh, that's better.
Now I'm over here.
Oh, you're
not. All right. Is that good, guys? Okay. We have to say hello. Let's say hi to Paul is here. Paul Wilgus, Matt Burns, Karen Carter, Tammy Thorne, Marsha, what is that? Ariola. Tony Wilson, Louise Smith, Teresa G, Chantal, James Ellis, Becky Palmer. Hi, Becky. Nadia Thomas. Wanda's here.
Hey, Wanda. Great job on the 5K.
Yes. And Wanda, I need to get with you. I have a job for you. So I hope that's okay. Kathy Zoda is here. Karen Floyd, Vacation Therapy. Hi, Vacation. Angela, Bonnie Bergstein.
Hey, Bonnie.
Turquoise. I love that name, Turquoise. Janet Tiff. Hi, Janet. Oh my God, isn't it hot out now, Janet? We're melting. Actually, but we're in the nice air-conditioned home, so we're both have blankets on. Let's see. Mary Peden is here. Whoa, my chat just jumped. Derek is here. Louise is here. It looks like we have 51 people in the chat. It's hard to say hi to everybody because our chat is a little delayed and it goes a little quick sometimes. I've tried to slow it down. Thank you, Marsha. Marsha likes my shirt.
He just bought it today.
I went to Penny's today to buy my mother-in-law a runner set. We have in our kitchen, in front of our sink, like a mat, and it also came with a bigger size that we have by our side door. And she loved it, and she wanted one.
My mother was like all over it. Ooh, where did you get that? Ooh, wow, that would be nice in my house.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find that, but of course, I found myself a deal.
It's got stuff on it.
It has stuff on it. I got it for the upcoming cruise because we are listening to you guys, and we realize that sometimes when he's wearing stripes and I'm wearing stripes, we look like a test pattern. So I'm trying to convert slowly all my cruise clothes into prints, and he will be in the stripes and plaids. So that, although that one shirt is one of my favorites with the pink and blue stripes, so that will still remain in the collection. But this is new. It's got, what's it got?
It's got like tropical birds, and it's got
my
palm trees.
Let's see.
Flamingos.
See my little pink flamingo.
Kind of like a sunset.
And birds and sunsets. I just thought it was fun, and I went for it, and it was $34. Pick your jaw off the floor. But it was $30. He knows I didn't pay $34.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not getting excited.
It was, oh, thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie, you just paid for my shirt. Thank you so much. Now I can go back and get another one.
Oh, my God.
But
anybody notice poor Frank's wearing the same old shirt? Well, hey, I didn't get nothing.
We can't be matchy-matchy.
No, I know that.
But it was $34.
I wouldn't mind that in a white.
It was $34. They didn't have it in white. $34, marked down to, it was 60% off of that, and then it was another 50% off of that.
Ooh, yeah.
And this t-shirt was on sale for $5.99. It all came to $10.14. I had a $10 JCPenney reward, so I paid 14 cents for this lovely ensemble.
Oh my God, now that is what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, feel free to go shopping again.
Yes. So it looks like now we have 62 people in the chat. We want to remind everybody that if you're not subscribed, we would appreciate you subscribing. We are also on, what are we on? We're on Facebook,
Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Yes, and Rick, if you're in the chat, I think it was Rick. Yes, Rick M, if you're in the chat, I'm sorry, I'll get back to you later. He Snapchatted us just as we were going live, and I have my phone on mute. I remember to put my phone on mute.
Yay!
Yay! So we are going to get right to business.
Right.
And what we're going to do today, we have a lot of people in the chat right now. Currently, it says 65. And I am going to try to concentrate on the chat. And Frank we have a whole list of things to discuss. He's very, very organized. So he's going to do the chat. I'm going to keep my eyes kind of on the screen for any questions. The first few minutes, we're going to discuss the group cruise. Then we're going to get into the hot topic issue of Adrian Bika, the Haven Hitman. We're also going to talk a little bit about what Tales from the High Seas is about, because we've come to realize that some people kind of didn't realize.
We'll talk about that. It's actually the beginning when we hit on that subject. So let's talk about the group cruise 2020. That is January 19th to January 26th.
NCL Encore!
NCL Encore 2020.
So I just wanted to take a brief second just to thank everybody that has come aboard with us and signed up for the group cruise. Those of you that have followed directions, thank you very much.
Love you.
Those of you that were a little confused,
we all are.
It's okay. I'm just going to briefly reiterate everything. So what we need you to do, if you're interested in going on the group cruise, is to email me. I'm handling all the email requests. You can email me at cruisingwithwheels@rochester.rr.com. I then will provide you with a sheet. It will kind of look like this, but you won't be able to read it. So it will have, what did we come up with? 6 steps? It's 6 easy steps, okay?
It's a 6-step program.
So the first step is you'll have to call Sarah, who is our group specialist. She will be doing your booking. Frank and I are not travel agents. We are not involved in that end of it.
We cannot book your cruise for you. We cannot make your dinner reservations for you. We can't cancel things for you.
Do not call NCL directly to book the cruise. You have to do it through Sarah. Do not book it online directly. You have to book it through Sarah. You also will need the group number, and that will be provided to you by me in the email.
Now, Sarah has her own direct number. It is a 954 area code. And so I'm thinking that some people are like, well, I'm not going to call long distance. I'll just call the 1-800-NCL number and ask for Sarah.
It won't work.
You know what happens? The last person who called NCL 1-800 and asked for Sarah, they handed them over to any Joe Schmo Sarah that was sitting in a cubicle. And they booked with the wrong Sarah, and they're not part of the group cruise. So we can't reiterate enough. You can only call, and another one was, oh, I'm going to call Sarah this weekend. No, you're not, honey. Sarah only works Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can only call her at the 954 area code number we give you with our group cruise number. And I want to say that if you don't book properly for the group cruise and you're not part of it, I don't want to be, I don't know how to say this. You're kind of screwing us, because we want enough cabins and enough clout and enough influence with NCL and on the Encore to say we have so many cabins and we are a force to be reckoned with. But if you just go on your own and go, nah, I don't have to be part of it, I'll just do what I want, then we don't have the numbers to be that influence. I just had to say that.
So I just want to address a few people in the chat real quick. Derek asked how many people are signed up so far. Frank's going to get to that. We just need to get through this real quick. I saw something else, but it flew by. Cindy, you're absolutely correct. If you don't follow instructions correctly, we're going to send you to the Haven Hitler.
Hitler?
I know, that's what she said, Haven Hitler. So anyways, we did get some more information. I worked out, as I said earlier, I worked out that we would get additional perks. Those will be all in the email to you, but you'll get to pick 2 perks per cabin, no matter what category you're in. If you have booked a Haven, you will get all the perks, from what I understand, with the exception of the additional onboard credit that they're offering. However, you will get additional onboard credit. You just won't get the one from choosing out the 2 of the 6 perks. Studios get $25 onboard credit. Interiors get $50. Ocean views $60. Balconies $100. Mini suites $140. And I think Havens get $300. But I'm not 100% sure on the Haven ones. I'm waiting for Sarah to get back to me. So, take it away, Frank.
Okay, so I just want to, again, reiterate a little bit, because, I'll be the bad guy. Do not Facebook us. Do not Instagram us. Oh, hello.
Tell them I'm fixing the light. There you go. Because the light was getting dark and I had to fix it.
Do not Facebook us. Do not Instagram us. Do not Twitter us. And do not Snapchat us to ask for the information sheet. Okay? Please, I can't say enough. You've got to email us at our email address. This is how Kevin is monitoring everyone who's interested and how we're communicating with Sarah at NCL as to what she's going to be up against in terms of bookings.
Cindy said my boob was in her face. Sorry.
And again, when you have booked with Sarah and you're all said and done, please don't Facebook us and say, okay, we're set, here's my cabin number. No. Yeah. No Facebooking, no Twittering, no Instagram or snapping. You must email us for our records. We are saving those. This helps us create a history in terms of future group cruises as to how this all went down.
And I just want to say that just from my perspective, we're not trying to be mean. It's that the Snapchat, the Instagram, and the Twitter are all on my cell phone. So the first day, I must have had about 50 or 60 people while I was working, and my phone was going bing, 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 bing. And it was going so much that I couldn't get back to the people that were messaging me. So I'm sorry if we didn't get back to you right away, but it really needs to be done through email.
Didn't follow the steps.
What else?
Okay, I just want to go through stats because people are asking, where are we with this group cruise? How many people? How many cabins? Well, let me tell you where we are. As of today, Kevin is still sending out these group cruise information sheets for people that are requesting to possibly come on the group cruise with us. So we're still going.
4 people 15 minutes ago I emailed.
Yeah, so every day that is still those requests are still going out.
I just want to say Bonnie asked a very good question that we didn't have it brought up. Bonnie asked if this was an inaugural cruise on the Encore, and it is not. We chose a few months, and I believe it'll be sailing 2.5 months by then. So they should have all the kinks worked out.
Yes, let's hope. As of Friday, this past Friday night, Sarah sent us the closing week's NCL report. We are up to 38 cabins. That is 76 people. Mm-hmm. That's where we are right now. Of those 38 cabins, I just wanted to let you know, 9 of them are handicapped cabins that are booked.
Right, so, we are kind of monitoring things. And once we get closer, I don't want you to email me right now about this. But once we get closer to the cruise, I am looking for cabins to be filmed while we're on the ship. We get lots of requests to film as many handicapped cabins as we can. And unfortunately, the sailings that we've been on, unfortunately or not unfortunately, we haven't had sailors with us that were in handicapped cabins. So since we have so many, please consider and think about it. It'll take me maybe 5 to 7 minutes to quickly film the cabin, and that'll be it.
Because you know what? Online you can pretty much find any cabin, but when it comes to handicap accessible, they're really hard to find. And that's why we started this whole thing. Getting back to the stats, according to the report, our group cruise has brought NCL over $200,000 in cabin bookings. That's just our group cruise, over $200,000.
So the more cabins we book and the more we bring NCL for this cruise, it's maybe a possibility that we get more.
Right.
We're not sure.
But we'll ask.
You know, we always ask. Now,
you know us. We're not afraid to ask.
Now, we already know. I've already asked based on what we have, and we are going to have a party for everyone.
Right. A meet and greet.
So it'll be at the meet and greet, and we're working out some little things for everyone.
Right. But with the meet and greet, because the crowd seems to be getting larger, it's 76 now, but it'll easily be 100 and plus that. There's an audio system that we're going to need, which is microphones and whatever. That costs money, which means that comes out of us. We pay for that.
So that comes out of our budget.
Right. But if there's a lot of people, maybe we could finagle NCL to give it to us for free. I don't know.
You know me. I work a good deal.
And then what about maybe we want champagne and hors d'oeuvres for people?
Right.
If there's a lot of people, again, that comes out of our money. We could finagle maybe some free food and drink. So, again, that's why I say please book with a group cruise.
Right.
It allows us to have more clout and more influence with the cruise line. And the last thing I want to talk about is, where is everyone coming from?
Michael, we are on a live stream. I cannot be Instagramming with you right now. Get on YouTube.
Silly goose. But I want to say I got a whole list of where everyone's coming from. Do you know, they're coming from Washington State, Florida, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Colorado, Texas, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Georgia, Oregon, California, Kentucky, Utah, Connecticut, Ohio, Hawaii. And then, of course, we have our friends in the UK. Okay, Gavin and James are coming across the pond, and they're from the UK. And they've also, I think their friends over there also might want to go. We did send them the info sheet. So we might get another UK. And we're still waiting to hear from some friends in Australia who might be with us on the group cruise. So they're coming from all over the world.
They really are.
They are.
It really is amazing.
Yes, and so exciting. So we got all these people from different states and different countries, and it's really exciting. Different backgrounds, and gosh, we couldn't be more excited.
Janet, I just have to talk to Janet Tiffany for a minute. You guys might not know, but Janet Tiffany lives in very close proximity to us. We have not met her yet, and she just asked if she can fly down with us.
Oh, wow.
I will share our flight information with you. I always seem to find some kind of deal, but you need to be prepared, Janet, because when the deal comes, I will be messaging you, and you will have to book it the day that I message you if you want to be on our flight, because it always seems like I book it the first day, and the next day I go to get the flight, and it's full.
Yeah.
Also, I want you to be prepared, Janet, because We sometimes go from Rochester. We sometimes go from Buffalo.
Right.
We sometimes fly into Fort Lauderdale, or we might fly into Miami. It all depends on what the deal is, what the best pricing, what the best route is, and if it is a nonstop flight. That is what we look for, is nonstop. So I will reach out to you later on. Don't worry, I already had that in the back of my head. And maybe, Janet, I'll meet you out someplace for a drink or lunch, and we can sit down and meet face-to-face ahead of time. So I'm sorry, guys, that she'll get to meet us first, but she literally lives in the same town that my hair salon is in. So that's all.
Okay. All right. I want to talk about the swag bag giveaway that we did, and I want to let everybody know that we still haven't heard from our winner, Joey Burdick. And so we're going to be redrawing on July 18th if we don't hear from him. So just so you know, there might be another redraw for a new winner. He's counting down now because he's only got a couple of days. Today's the 15th. He's got 3 days, and if we don't hear from him, there will be a new winner announced.
We are going to do that on the 18th.
That's right.
Now, I also want to say that you need to add another nationality to that, because Marcia Ariola said that she is from Brazil but lives in the United States right now.
Wow.
So she's been here for over 30 years, but she is still a Brazilian
citizen.
So I guess we'll have to add Brazil to that. Yay! Look at it's getting dark again.
I know. Why does it do that?
I don't know. Keep talking. I'll move things around.
Oh, gosh.
I promise I won't put my boob in your face again, Cindy.
Oh, now we're getting light. Maybe it's you in your chair.
Maybe it's me in the darkness. Go ahead.
Okay. I do want to, we're going to wrap up here, but it's kind of sad news. Yeah. And I don't know if you've probably seen it on Facebook, but our Facebook friends and Cruising with Wheels followers, Katie and Jeffrey Rudnick. Jeffrey died yesterday very suddenly, very unexpectedly, and that was very, very sad news to see today from Katie. So our thoughts and prayers are with Katie and her whole family. Really, not news you want to hear. So,
and we want everybody to, keep them in our prayers.
Yeah.
In their prayers.
Very, very sad. Okay, so we're now going to go into the next phase of our discussion. We're missing.
Well, I'm gonna address a few things that are in the. I'm going to address a few things that are in the chat first. First off, we have 94 people in the chat. Please thumbs up this. It helps us out a little bit. And let's see. Sylvan Forrest asked if we have a group cruise starting before January of 2020. He's in Florida and he drives, and it's like 45 minutes from him. Unfortunately, we don't. I hope everybody is sitting down right now.
I am. I know I am.
Frank and I don't have anything planned for 2019.
I know. There's no cruises on the books for this household for 2019.
It's a scary thing. So we will have to figure something out for 2019. We will be more than happy to take your suggestions on what you think we should sail on. And maybe we'll pick something from that, because I just haven't found anything yet. S. Swan wants to know if Wanda Byron's going on the group cruise, and yes, she is. You will meet her there. She has a job that she will be assigned soon. Katie Hyslop will be there. I've already spoken with Katie. Katie's the one that's doing it, right?
Yes.
The bar crawl.
Yeah.
So Katie is going to be in charge of the pub crawl. We don't have everything set up yet as to group leaders, but Katie did reach out to me very early on, and she has done a lot of them over the years. So she will be handling that. As a side note, I will I'm trying to set up a Google document for the group cruise where everyone can go in and show or share their opinion on whether they're going to be there or not for each activity. Just have to figure out Google Documents.
And Kevin has set up a private Facebook page. It's for a private, it's closed group, only for the people that are sailing on the group cruise in 2020. If you are not part of the group cruise, you won't be part of the Facebook page. It's only for the people. And when you click to join, we have to verify from Sarah's NCL report that you are actually booked, and then we will approve you to join the group.
I want to say we're not doing that to be mean. It is purely to for the security of the people that are going on the group cruise. Some people have expressed that they do not want others to know that they're going to be out of their homes for the week. Some people, you know, it's just for their privacy, right. Mainly, and their security. So please forgive us. It's how we will be handling group cruises going forward as well. You're not missing out on anything. We're not going to be discussing any secret things going on other than what's going on in the group cruise.
Right. But other than your Facebook page that you set up for them, that and along with us having everyone's email address, because we need that to communicate to everyone going on the group cruise, information as we get closer. We'll be sending out the activities, the requirements of the activities, like registering, if you're going to participate or not, prizes involved, and all sorts of things. So, you know, very important.
Katie, I will reach out to you. Katie Hyslop said that she does, she uses Google Docs with work. I will privately reach out to you, and maybe if you want, you set them up for me and we can figure it all out. And we will get that Google Doc out there for everybody sailing. We won't share any personal information. It'll just be like your name, and pretty much everybody, I think, is in the group right now. So we'll just share your name, and then you get to tell us what activity you're going to be on or participating in. So we're getting lots of suggestions on where to go. Would we, Adam Ryan wants to know if we'd go on the Bliss again.
Oh, I always said that. I said that when we evaluated the Bliss on the last live stream. Absolutely. The Bliss is a beautiful ship. I would love to be on her again.
And Eric says, please talk about the group cruise. I am not on Facebook anymore, so please send information to me. Eric, and his email address he puts. I am traveling solo. Thank you, guys. Eric, you just need to email us. It's cruisingwithwheels@rochester.rr.com. Again, I'm not trying to be mean, but if I had to answer all the requests that everybody's been Facebooking and Snapchatting, and someone actually, little side story, someone the other day Snapchatted me a video, and her Snapchat video was, can you tell me about the group cruise? I want to go on the group cruise, and you have to tell me about it, and just snap me back. A Snapchat only stays up for 15 seconds. I can't do it. I can't do it. And it's just too long. And I must have gotten, we've probably gotten about 300 requests for the information. And out of the 300, at least 100 people sent me through Facebook, Snapchat, or Instagram their email address and said, email me. I just can't do it. It's just too much. I run a salon.
You have to email us, and we will copy and paste it in and reply right back like that. But we can't be tackling social media everywhere.
Right. I just want you to remember that we are 2 people. You're 4,400. So please just reach out to us. Ooh, Michael Hazelwood said, let's take a cruise to Italy.
Oh, my God. Wouldn't that be awesome?
I would love to.
Oh, we're watching Below Deck Mediterranean, where they're, Italy, Capri. Oh, that would be awesome.
Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to tell me how to do my job, guys. Remember at the beginning I told you what I'm doing? I'm doing all the behind-scenes stuff today, and Frank is responsible for this. So I am telling him he needs to move on, and he's telling me, move that thing up on your screen. I can't see what I want to see. But he doesn't need to see it. I needed to see something else.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, we are going to move on with the second half.
Let's go. We're going to talk about Tales from the High Seas. Okay, because there's quite a bit to talk about from yesterday's breaking episode 29, Attack of the Haven Hitman, which has caused lots of emotional controversy. But first I want to talk about Tales. What is Tales from the High Seas?
I don't know. What is it?
And I just wanted to go over the Tales from the High Seas stories was created by me.
It started back in February, I think, of 2017. And his very first video, he went into what is it about and what you'll expect to see.
Right.
He does the stories and journals and picks them, and I do the editing.
Right.
So we just want to re-explain it to people in case you haven't seen it. So
they're true stories. There's good stories, there's bad stories, but we take those stories and as you well know, in a dramatizing way, and with crazy graphics and sounds and stuff like that, we get our point of view across to you about what happened to us while we were on the cruise. But these are real, true stories. So I just wanted to say that. And we try to do them in a very entertaining way, because that's what we want to be to all of you, is we want to entertain you. Nobody wants to watch us sitting here going, oh, that's boring. I would so click you off. But the Haven Hitman yesterday has brought in hundreds and hundreds of comments, and in one day, 1,500 views. And we're probably at almost 1,600 now. It has had 99.99% comments, let's say, in our favor, in terms of that people were generally horrified at what happened to us while we were on the cruise and what Adrian did. And yet there were a couple of comments from people that said, no, you shouldn't be blaming Adrian at all. It's not Adrian's fault. He did nothing wrong. Adrian was just doing his job. And you know what? That it was our fault and it was NCL's fault. But none of it was Adrian's fault. And so I kind of read that and I was like, did they watch the same video that I made? Did somebody upload a different video? Because is that the takeaway they got from what happened to us?
No,
so it was kind of like
bizarre.
It was a little bizarre. It was a little jaw-dropping. And people were very emotional about it. And so the comments to that comment that they made, started. Boom, 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 boom. And even I commented. And, I'm trying to be diplomatic and I'm trying to be nice. And I thought I was. But I was like, wow, I'm kind of shocked. You thought this was all on us and that we shouldn't be mad at him? We should be mad at NCL. Well, you know what? It was Adrian who was rude and nasty to us and threw us out. It was Adrian who was rude and nasty to Kevin and Steve in the elevator in front of Pamela. It was Adrian who was rude and nasty and accosted Henrique and Wayne in the Haven restaurant.
They were such a lovely couple,
It was Adrian who was outrageously verbally attacking us on the way off the ship. He could have stood there, zipped his lip, said nothing, and just watched us get off the ship, but he chose not to. He chose to verbally attack us. And you're telling me that that's not on Adrian, but that's on us? I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't want to be judgmental. You know, I'm all for free speech. I was the one that created the NCL Free Speech Cruiser Facebook website or Facebook page. But I was a little shocked.
Yes, Bonnie, Frank did use the F word, and so did I. And he used it because he was so passionate trying to tell the story. I was horrified when he used the F word telling the story. But I was more horrified that the security personnel was more upset that he said the F word than how Adrian was treating
And
us.
I said it quietly. I mean, I was muttering to myself, as I said in the video. I was at the podium. I could not see them. They were behind me. And I was looking up at the guard, and I was like, what the?
Beep.
And he looked down at me, and he said, language, please. And I looked at him. I was like,
that's when I really lost it.
I was like, dude, are you kidding me? You're more concerned at what I just said than at the screaming match that Adrian started with us? That's what you're concerned about.
Let alone trying to grab me and take my cell phone away from me.
And being physical. I mean, but this was our fault. And so myself was kind of taken aback with that comment. And if you go through all the comments, you will see that many people were taken aback. And so we're led to believe that 99.99% of us are wrong, and these couple of people are correct. Adrian was totally justified. He was doing his job. And again, as people said, and I said right up front, I have worked 40 years in retail. I don't know of any job description that I handed any one of a future employee where it said rude, nasty, and arrogance is part of your job description in performing your job. Nowhere in any company I have worked.
Genitive.
Has that
language.
Has that ever happened?
Language, genitive, language.
So, you know, I wanted to say that.
I don't know if you can read that.
And I can't see anything.
Okay.
So, I want to say, so emotions were raging yesterday all day. And you know what? We lost subscribers. Yeah, they were like the one subscriber who made the comment that I and a lot of people were like calling BS on. He got very upset. He thought that everyone was attacking him. He said, I thought this was about cruising and it's about personal attacks. And I said to him, I went through all the comments and I didn't see any personal attacks because I reread them all. But I want to say to everybody, if you're going to put yourself out there and you're going to comment in a public forum,
be prepared.
Be prepared to have your big boy and big girl pants on, because you know what? You might get some pushback on the comment that you made.
And we do have our comments, the way our comments post, we have to approve the comments. Just because if you haven't seen our troll video, we do have quite a few trolls that don't like us because we're gay, don't like the way we talk, don't like that we tell the truth about NCL or Princess or Carnival. So we try to control the language a little bit. Also, we have quite a few young subscribers, and we don't want them to see that. And you shouldn't have to be, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. You shouldn't be party to that.
Right.
So we kind of read through, and then approve them. But, you know, it's not up to us. If you're going to say something against somebody else, that's not our business as long as you don't use language or are personally attacking.
Which no one did. They were just disputing, and they were saying the same thing. Dude, did you watch the same video that we all watched? Because what you commented on, you know, I'm all for your point of view. I am so ready to listen to different points of view. That's what this world should be about. But when you say something that A, doesn't make sense, B, doesn't reflect anything of what was in the video, then we're all going to question where are you coming from? So that's what was happening. And he was upset by it, and he commented later, 5 hours later, and he said, I have unsubscribed to your channel, and you are all being nasty to Adrian, and you're being nasty to me. And I was like, sorry. And I commented saying, I'm all for listening. No one was attacking you. This is what was happening. And so we lost subscribers. So it's a free country, at least today it is. And if you don't want to follow us and you want to unsubscribe, feel free to hit that button and unsubscribe.
I'd like to address something that somebody just brought up in the chat with Jim. It was Jim Monahan. I'm sorry, I have it set small and I can hardly read it, but it says, guys, do you think this Adrian is homophobic? And I want to put it out there that when I got home, I was railing mad. Really, I mean, you don't understand. When you get me riled up like that, I hold on to it, and I just want to destroy you. And so I did some research. I've seen his Facebook.
It's all public.
Everything is public, so
no secrets.
It wasn't like I was, tapping into anything secretly.
The dark web research.
And my impression, based on what I've seen, is that he is gay. So he may not be. I really don't care. And I really don't feel that it is a homophobic situation. So I want to put all your minds at ease about that. I think it's more of he's an asshole situation.
Right. I think that he has a position of authority. I think he likes to be around rich, wealthy people in the Haven. Mm-hmm. He likes to hobnob with them. He wants to be part of that whole money clique. Maybe work
He's a snob.
He's a snob. Now kind of work his way into their rich lives. And he looks down on people because that's what we heard from so many crew members who are on the ship with him is that, oh my God, he is like this all the time. I don't know how he got this job.
This is probably where we should bring up the point. Were we going to tell them about our subscriber?
Which
that's
one?
On there? I can't remember who it was.
The story?
Yeah, and she took a picture and sent it to us.
Oh, Lori.
Lori. I was going to say Julie, and I knew it was wrong, and I'm so sorry. Lori Hernandez, right?
Yes, Lori Hernandez. Her husband, I believe James, are on the Bliss right now.
And I said, I simply wanted to know if he was still in the Haven, if he still was working there. Because, I don't know, maybe he got fired, or maybe they moved him to another ship. I don't know. I just wanted to know. I was so curious. Because guess what? I'm still pissed. So, and I wanted to have that little bit of tidbit of information when I speak with Andy Stewart's office. I'm going to reach out to them this week. And I just wanted to be prepared. So Lori
did reconnaissance.
And she went and she asked at the front desk. And they told her, oh, yes, Adrian Bika is on the ship. And he is that concierge, the head concierge. And then, so she said, well, I'm going to walk up there and I'm going to take a look and see where this private entrance is. And when she went up, guess what, guys?
Oh
there
God.
Are now there were two in the beginning, guards at the door on embarkation day, which was not the case when we were there. And when she tried to snap a picture of them, they scattered like mice.
Now, when have you ever been on a cruise ship wanting to take a picture of crew members who didn't stop and pose for you and want to, but for some reason they didn't want to be photographed and they spread like mice?
And then later on she went up and then there were three
Haven guards outside the Haven entrance to the complex. What is that all about?
Talk about a waste of payroll.
Why would you have 3 people standing there outside guarding the door?
Marsha, we have not heard from NCL yet. We are going to reach out to them this week. I feel like I have given them sufficient time. Frank has said to me, well, it takes time to do due diligence and that.
By Tuesday, it'll be 5 weeks.
Yeah, so I'm done. I'm going to be on that phone, and I'm going to be calling them, and I'm going to be the thorn in their side until I get an answer. I want to know. And frankly, I want to tell you guys.
So to reiterate the background of all of this,
and we will be doing. Frank will be preparing a Tales from the High Seas follow-up.
Absolutely. We're going to share. We shared what happened, and we're certainly going to share the follow-up and what's been going on.
Michael Hazelwood, curiosity did kill the cat, but let me tell you, satisfaction brought it back. And I am going to be satisfied.
To get to the background of all of this is what I try to explain to the person who said it was all our fault. I said, Adrian knew who we were. Okay, it was prearranged. Martha, who checked us in, told us that Adrian was going to be our concierge. So she knew that. And when we went up there and said, Adrian, are you our concierge? He said, no, that would be Pamela. She'll be handed. So he knew who we were. Now, every cruise we take is prearranged with each ship by Andrea, our public relations coordinator. Now, every hotel director is notified that we will be on board their ship, and also every department head. Okay. Now, that's the hotel director, that's the food and beverage director, that's even the cruise director. Silas knew we were on.
I need to address this, because Bonnie said to Janet Tiffany that NCL wants Adrian to be that way so that he can keep the Haven for the Haven guests. That may be so. However, when you are directed by corporate NCL, who is steps and steps above your pay grade, that these people are supposed to be guests of the Haven for that hour and film to advertise for your company, then you let them in.
That was the whole purpose.
And you know what? We would have been fine if he had said, gee, I really don't know about this, blah, blah, blah. Please go down to the local and eat lunch, and I'll look into it, and I'll seek you out. I would have been fine with that. Right. What I had a problem with was his nasty attitude.
Right, and that is what everyone's, well, actually, one or two people seem to be missing. This whole story of he's just following guidelines, and that's what NCL wants him to do, again, I'm going to have to call bullshit on.
And Bonnie...
no offense, Bonnie, I love you, but you know what? Again, I instruct my employees to do a job. Part of doing that job is not to be rude, nasty, and arrogant to the customers or guests to accomplish that job. And
corporate did help us, Bonnie. I will say that Bonnie has acknowledged that Adrian, or wrote that Adrian was wrong with the way he acted. And corporate should have stepped in to help us. They did eventually extend us the courtesy of getting us into the Haven so that we could film little bit, and we had dinner. We didn't ask for that. They called and they said, we're very sorry, we're getting you in the Haven. We told you were going to do that. Right. It's always part of what you do. We thank you for doing it. But we haven't spoken to corporate about all these situations yet. And it was more the ship that did that for us, I should say.
Right. But even Hovo, the hotel director, acknowledged that Adrian was wrong in the way he handled it. Right. So this whole Adrian was doing his job nonsense.
It's bullcrap.
It's bullcrap. I'm sorry. It just is. I don't know what else to say. I don't know why everyone is... people are defending Adrian. I defend Adrian in his right, and I respect him for wanting to do his job properly. Kudos to anyone. Do your job and do it well. But when in trying to do your job, you cross over and you do it the way he did it to us, you are dead wrong. You're dead wrong. And there's no, ifs, ands, or buts.
Even if it wasn't us. Doesn't matter who it was. It was...
Well, right.
Yeah.
Could have been anybody.
And the whole reason why I am not going to drop this with Norwegian Cruise Lines and just say, oh, well, they didn't answer me, is because I don't want this happening to anybody else. Right. And I have to tell you that in the comments yesterday, there were quite a few people that said, that they had issues and problems with him,
Right.
but never
Yep.
reached out to corporate
Yeah,
or
YouTube-
never said anything.
YouTube and Facebook.
They Facebooked me, they Instagrammed me, they Snapchatted me, and they said, "Oh, we're so glad you did this video."
Oh, he's such an ass.
So I encourage you all that if you have a problem of this magnitude, you know, you don't need to write him because he had a bad meal. You don't need
Right.
to write him because your towels weren't folded. But if you have an egregious event happen to you on a cruise ship, whether it be NCL, Princess, Royal,
Right.
Costa, Celebrity, reach out. Tell them. They're never going to know unless you tell
Right.
them. And that brings us to...
Right. It brings us to the fact that is he still the way he is because he's being allowed to be that way? He is emboldened to be rude and nasty because no one has called him out on it.
Well, and
because no one has complained, and there's nothing in his personnel file that says he has so many complaints against him.
Well, I was also going to say, it brings me to that on every cruise, no matter what cruise line we're on, we fill out the comment cards.
Yes.
For good.
Oh, absolutely.
Good comments. Because very often they just hear ba 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 ba, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, fix that, fix this, fix that, I hated this, do that.
Right.
And so we want to lift them up as well as drag them down, but we want to lift them up.
We file a complaint when it's necessary to do so, but we also fill out those hero cards when we feel it's necessary, and we take the time, we fill them out, we go to guest services, we drop them in the box, or we fill out the little dinner card.
So they might not know an NCL, that's what they're called.
That's what they're called.
They're called My Cruise Hero cards, and they're always on the, if they're not out, ask for one.
Right.
And Princess, I believe, has them. When we were on the Carnival ships, they had them. On Carnival, you had to ask for them. Yeah. And I don't know why.
I don't know.
It didn't make any sense to me.
You know, everybody knows I know, being retail, it's so easy to constantly complain, but nobody takes the time. You know, I used to be like, when someone said, oh, they'd like to see the manager or want to talk, there's a phone call for the district manager. I'm like, oh, God. And it was, I want to tell you what a wonderful experience I had in your store located, blah, blah, blah. I was like, wow, somebody took the time to say I had a great employee and they had a great experience. So
Bonnie said...
It was awesome.
Bonnie said it didn't seem like we said that anybody stood up to Adrian. And that's because nobody did.
Nobody did.
Nobody did.
And that goes to another part of a story we're going to talk about. But again, I want to say that everyone knew we were coming. Even Julie Valorette, who was the corporate cruise director, even she knew we were on the cruise. She ran into Kevin and she was like, oh my God, Kevin, hi, how you doing?
I was so shocked.
Yeah, where's Frank?
I was so shocked, number one, that she remembered me, and number two, that she knew who I was. I mean, I was just, it was just crazy. And if you don't know who Julie is, Julie's been on almost all the cruise ships in the fleet. She started in NCL back in, I believe, 2099. She started a long time ago. And I'm sorry, Julie, I don't mean to make you sound like you're old.
I know she's not.
But she started a long time ago, and she started in the entertainment department.
Tall.
She's very tall, very beautiful.
Beautiful.
Black curly hair.
You'll know her if you see her.
And she worked herself up through the ranks in cruises, and she was the she did the opening of the Getaway. She did the opening, I believe, of the Escape, and now she's a corporate.
She's corporate
cruise director. So she's the head cootie.
Yeah, she's it. And even she knew we were there.
I know. So
everybody knew.
It's crazy.
So it's just...
Love you, Julie.
Yeah. But anyways, continue on. Comments and questions that came through yesterday were things like, would you still recommend NCL? Do you hate NCL? Are you going to cancel your NCL cruises? Will Adrian be on the Encore in 2020? Well, the answer is yes, no, no, and who knows? Okay?
And who cares?
Okay, we are booked on the NCL Getaway in November of this year, 2018, for Kevin's 44th birthday. We'll be going there with Dave and Darlene.
Oh, okay? Yeah, D&D.
D&D will be with us.
Reboot 2.0.
Yeah, we're not going to cancel. Are we going to cancel the group cruise in 2020?
No.
Absolutely not. Are we going to tell people they should cancel? Absolutely not. You know why? Because one idiot on one ship of one cruise is not going to taint our 20-year history with a cruise line.
Right.
It's not going to happen. We are not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Look, guys, we've had good experiences on Carnival. We've had bad experiences on Carnival. We've had good experiences on Royal, bad experiences on Royal. Every cruise line, I bet you, has that one asshole out there.
Right.
So
it just happens.
It just happens.
So why would you allow this one person to dictate what you're doing? I know we're not doing it. And then I know there are people that have said, "Oh, I'm glad I saw this. I am definitely not going to book with NCL." Or they're telling me, "Oh, I'm immediately calling to cancel my cruise on the Bliss." And I'm like, "Well, that's a shame." You know? I mean, don't cancel this and don't cancel that. Adrian is not on every cruise ship.
And he might not be on the Bliss when you're cruising on the Bliss.
So
remember, these contracts for these people are usually 6 months or 8 months. And it's the cruise line that dictates where they're going.
Right.
So, and by the time we go on the Encore, he might not even be working for NCL.
He could be fired. Oh, God, we should only hope. But going through more comments, one commenter said that he thought that the elevator incident with you and Steve was absolutely the most egregious part of it, because Adrian did this in front of the hotel director's secretary, again, feeling emboldened, feeling he could operate with impunity, that he could be rude to guests, to not acknowledge anyone, and that he acted like he was above everybody and only dealt with her.
I don't know, is Silo Steve here today? I didn't see his name so far.
And as Kevin said to me, I said, gosh, well, what happened when Adrian walked out of the elevator door, looked back and went, yeah, right, and the doors closed, and you and Steve looked at each other.
We went like this.
And then went, what a jerk. And I said, well, what did Pamela do? What did Pamela say?
She did this.
She shrugged her shoulders as if to say, oh, well, what can we do? That's how Adrian is. Can't do anything about it. Oh, my God. So, yeah, he's emboldened to be how he is.
Foxy Hawk in the chat has says, ew, makes me not want to go on NCL cruise. I have not had a bad staff experience on other cruise lines. Foxy, we have never run into a jerk on NCL before. This is the first jerk. Seriously, in all seriousness, this is the first asshole crew member we have ever run into on maybe 12 NCL cruises.
Someone that's in a high position.
Right, you might run across a jerk that's wiping the tables down. But you know what? He's working his ass off 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day.
But for someone who's a high-level Haven concierge to be acting this way, and it's, I can see, and I said to somebody, I can see if this video was only about the first day and we didn't get into the Haven restaurant and that's all the video was about, then I could agree and say, well, I can see why people watching the video would be like, oh, well, they didn't get in and that was the only incident that happened. But that was not the case. This went on during the whole cruise, and it wasn't about us getting into the Haven restaurant. It was about us. It was about Wayne and Henrique. It was about Steve. It was about the explosion at the end. It was everything combined.
Every time I walked by Adrian, if he was in the proximity of me, like walking through the atrium, he would like go.
Yeah,
he wanted to throw up because he was in the same area as us.
It was like, them.
I don't know why. I did not do...
How low class.
Right, when we said nothing.
Yeah.
We were not combative the first time. The last time?
Yeah.
He's lucky I didn't lay him out on the floor. But I just wanted to get home, so...
So, moving on... people ask the question or have commented about, what our expectations are. What do you want? First of all, as I said at the end of the video, we don't want any kind of money compensation. That is what this is not about money.
Nothing at all.
So NCL, if you're watching, don't be throwing me a credit.
No, we're not interested.
We're not interested in getting money back. We're not. This is not what this is about.
I would like an apology.
Do we want him fired? No. Nobody wants someone to lose their job. Okay? Because people have to support themselves. That's not what this is about either. We want an apology. We want him reprimanded. We want him talked to. And we want an apology. We want an acknowledgement of what he did and what he did was wrong. That's what we want.
And we don't want it to happen to anyone else, ever.
And that is the next priority of what we want. This behavior needs to stop. He cannot continue to treat guests, paying guests, no matter whether you're in an interior, a mini suite, or up in the Haven. You're all to be treated with mutual respect, no matter how much you paid for your cruise. That's what we want. So NCL, if you're listening, that's what we want. Now, I want to go into a story about a subscriber. And I'm not going to say who the subscriber is.
I just want to ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So Marsha said, you guys, David, Darlene, and me and Jorge. Are you, Marsha, are you and Jorge on the NCL Getaway November 25th sailing? Let me know. On your, wherever the chat is. Where's the chat? Chat's over there. Is it over there or is it over there? I don't know.
Yeah, because we're going to be on the Getaway November 25th.
So I just saw that and I wanted to ask.
Yeah, who else is going to be on Kevin's birthday cruise?
No, Marsha, NCL should not give us a free haven cabin. And I'm also going to say, I don't want a free haven cabin.
Don't want it.
And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why I don't want a free haven cabin. We prefer an inside cabin. And here's a clue, NCL. If you want to get some money from Frank and I, how about you make a haven cabin that's handicap accessible?
Haven cabins are not handicap accessible. So, sorry, they're not.
Right.
When we went to that garden villa on the Jade, when we met all those great people, I was able to get into the villa, to the living area, but when Kevin and I meandered our way down the hallway because he was filming all the bedrooms,
it was so difficult.
I couldn't get in. I was out in the hallway. So no, I can't get into the bedrooms. They're not handicap accessible, and they mostly had tubs and stuff like that. So no, at least have one haven that's handicap accessible.
Well, one or two, maybe.
Well, gosh, at least meet me halfway with one. Okay, let me get on with my story.
Yes.
A subscriber, and again, I won't say who it is. If you're in the room, okay, I'm going to tell this story. And this story, actually, is not to embarrass you for what you did, but it's actually to compliment you on how you handled yourself. So let me go through the story. We had a subscriber.
Well, you're not going to name names.
No, we're not going to name names. I just said that. We're not going to name names.
I'm sorry, I was reading.
But and we talk to this subscriber all the time. She comments all the time, and so he's really great and complimentary. We love to hear from he or she, and it's really wonderful. But the subscriber thought that the Haven Hitman video was made up. He thought that the videos, the Tales videos, are all just made up by me, that they're not real and they're not based on actual events that happened to us. So what he did was, he commented, and he said, "Oh my God, these are great. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, this could be a sitcom. This is wonderful." And he thought it was a spoof and a joke, and it was all made up. So you know what he did? He emailed Adrian. He emailed Adrian. He said, "Oh my God, Adrian, you need to watch this video. It's all about you, and it's so funny." And so I commented back, and I was like, "Well, you know, yeah, we're making the video, and it's up, and yeah, it is kind of funny, you know, when you're telling the story." But I said it wasn't funny at all when it happened to us. It was very upsetting. It put a damper. It was the first day of our cruise. It put a damper on it on day one. Little did we know going through the whole cruise how it was going to end on the last day. And then I think he figured out from my comment that it wasn't a joke and that the story wasn't made up. And he must have probably read all the other comments related to the video. And so he immediately emailed me. He commented on YouTube, and he said, "Oh my God, I totally took this video the wrong way. I totally misinterpreted this whole video. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I deleted my original comment. I apologize. I'm so sorry. I should never have emailed Adrian. Oh my God, please." And you know what? And this is why I want to say how he handled himself was so great, because I commented, I said, "You know what?" I said, "That's okay, friend. You know, it is what it is." But he acknowledged that he misinterpreted it. He claimed responsibility for what he had done. He apologized, and now he knows, and he was sorry for it. And so I say, you know, good for him and how he handled himself. Because you know what? Adrian didn't do that at all. Adrian never acknowledged, never apologized. And here you have somebody who thought the whole story was a joke, found out it wasn't, took responsibility for his comments. But yeah, he emailed Adrian. And you want to know what Adrian replied? Adrian replied to him. And you know what the reply was? Adrian said, "Yes, I know this couple. Did not give them access to the haven. This is what you get. Smiley, smiley. Oh well, hope to see you soon." Like it's a big joke. It's no big deal. So anyways, yeah, so many things went on yesterday. And now, a day later, and going back and rereading everything, because a lot of questions came up about that one commenter who unsubscribed us and said that we were attacking Adrian, and the comment came up and said, he must work for NCL. And I was like, well, I don't think so. But you know what? I was rereading his comments, and I was like, you know what? I'm thinking that he either works for NCL,
or he's buddy-buddy with Adrian.
Or he's buddy-buddy with someone, because in reading his comments, he was very a matter of fact on the policies and procedures of NCL, what goes on in the haven, and talks about embarkation and what the rules are. And then he went on to go about how NCL loves Adrian. Well, how do you know that? And why would you say that? And claiming that, that we shouldn't be attacking him, that he had nothing to do with it, and that we should walk a mile in Adrian's shoes. And then poor Adrian, stop attacking him.
Karen Carter says Adrian's a psychopath.
Yeah,
he really is.
So I'm thinking maybe there is something to this person, and he is somehow connected somewhere, because I can't fathom for the life of me how this one commenter could watch the same video that you and all of us watched and come up with a totally opposite view of what happened and totally 100% defend Adrian. And in his defense of Adrian and his comment, he never, not once, acknowledged in his comment the nasty stuff that Adrian did to all of us. Not once did he bring that up. I mean, if he would have said, well, you know what? Adrian was doing his job and probably following Haven corporate guidelines, but you know what? He shouldn't have done it the way he did it or treated you guys and the other people badly. But he never said that. He never, not once, acknowledged Adrian's bad behavior. He put it 100% on us. So yeah, I'm very suspect as to who this person really is.
So Judy and Karen are kind of thinking that that person was Adrian. But I will tell you, I can probably say with 100% that it was not Adrian commenting, because this subscriber has been with us a long time. Yeah. And he didn't have the arrogant flipness to his writings.
Yeah, I mean, this commenter was one of the first to comment on the video, which he usually is. And he's like, oh, God, another awesome Tales from the High Seas. It's really great and wonderful. And that's how he always was. And then he started with his defense of Adrian and how it was all our fault. And that's why everybody kind of jumped on him, which I can understand, because I was left with my jaw on the floor.
Okay, I have to address this. Diane said it's so sad that one spends so much money, so much of their hard-earned money to get the run around, and this never happens on Carnival. I will 100% tell you it happens on Carnival. Okay. Watch the old Tales from the High Seas.
Let me tell you. I wouldn't sail Carnival if they dropped $1 million in cash on my front lawn. He will never, ever get me back on a Carnival ship.
I'm willing to try it again.
You can go by yourself, but I will never go on a Carnival ship ever again.
Yeah.
I know people think Carnival's great. Again, that's your experience. That's your opinion. I'm relaying my experience, my opinion, which isn't yours, and yours isn't mine. So again...
So I just wanted to address that, because I know a lot of people... Cruisers are passionate.
They are.
Okay? And everybody loves their cruise line and wants to get everybody to go on their cruise line. I have to tell you, we've traveled a lot of lines. You know, we're passionate about NCL, but we aren't that kind of crazy cruiser that you can't go on another line.
Hello, are we not calling them out?
So yes, I just want to say, with every cruise line, there's bad.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Watch my video, Tales from the High Seas, Cult Cruisers, to know that people are really passionate.
You know what you have to watch, Diane? You have to watch Tales from the High Seas. I'm not sure what episode it is, but it's the Carnival Conquest Meltdown. And you will see, or you will hear, what happened on the Carnival Conquest and what caused the meltdown.
And it's not just on the... We were on the Victory, the Valor, the Conquest. What else were we on?
I can't even remember.
And it's like, anymore. I'm sorry, but every one of them, we had issues. Bad issues. Never again. I will not spend my hard-earned money to go to have a bad time.
Well, but you don't. That's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
It's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. And
I'm sorry. Wait. Did I not just say that?
Right. I just want to reiterate it.
And I'm reiterating
I just want to reiterate it that that's your opinion, and I'm sure everybody has different experiences, just like you said. So, and I said I'd be willing to try them as long as I tried a new ship. But Frank won't do it.
No, I won't. Go by yourself.
I actually got a free cruise offer from them through their casino program.
You know what I do when they come to the house? I rip them up and I throw them in the trash.
Well, but that one was really good. They offered us a free cruise on the Horizon, and they were going to give me $1,000.
That's nice, but free crap is still free crap.
So, anyways, we shouldn't be turning this into a bitch session about Carnival.
No, we shouldn't. But again, it comes up, and again, we talk. People are passionate. It raises a lot of emotions, but you got to try to be objective. And I don't like Carnival, but I don't say that because I haven't traveled on it. So
right. Well, and
I say that because I have.
And also what we have found, and this might not be true with you or anybody in the chat, but what we have found is the people that are very aligned with Carnival, and I have to always cruise on Carnival and they're the best and I love them. They've never traveled on anybody else.
Right.
So they have no frame of reference.
You can't tell me any cruise line. You can't tell me Royal is the best. You can't tell me Princess is the best unless you've traveled on other cruise lines.
Right.
You have no frame of reference. Sorry, there's no meat there to your argument.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh God,
if you love it, do it.
God bless you.
But you can't say that it's the best, or you can't. And everybody's best cruise
is different.
It's different. Like my best cruise is different from the best cruise Frank's had. So, and some of the cruises that we've been on, I've been like, oh, this is it. And he's been like, this was a great cruise. And I was like, are you kidding me? And vice versa. Yeah. So, anyways, and you are correct, Karen. Karen Carpenter says that she likes Carnival, but she thinks that they have issues with accessibility.
They do.
And she doesn't have a problem with accessibility at this point in her life. And she's saying, sorry about that, guys. I probably blew all your speakers away. That you have to choose whatever cruise line can accommodate you the best and is best for you. And we agree.
Exactly.
Pick whatever you think is the best for you.
That is so 100% right on. Whatever works for you, whether it's the design of their ships, their itineraries, whatever perks they offer, if that's for you, then that's what you should do.
Exactly. Katie Highslop says that her brother is a Carnival person, but she is an NCL person. And they both have reasons as to why.
So how's Thanksgiving Day?
I know, really? You do get out over there.
I know. So that's pretty much what we wanted to talk about.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, and we already told you that this week we'll be following up with NCL Corporate, so...
Katie agrees. Oh, free crap is still crap.
Yes.
Katie is saying to James Ellis from Ellis Custom Creations, who does all of our custom printing. And you can, when this is over and I save this to replay, I will link him in the bottom. I'm sorry, James, I forgot to put the link in there. To Ellis Custom Creations Facebook page. But that is where you can get Cruising with Wheels t-shirts. And we are currently working on hats, tank tops, and I don't know what else. Oh, tote bags.
I've seen a lot of stuff. James is very busy.
He is like trying to pump out some swag for all you.
For all your cruising items, whether you're going, next month, 3 months, 6 months, in 2019, or the group cruise, avail yourself of Ellis Custom Creations.
Our little Gavin that's on our group cruise.
Is he in?
He's got 3 cruises booked.
Gavin.
And they've never been on a cruise.
I know. Now, Gavin and James will be on our group cruise. They are from the UK. And Gavin and James' friends are thinking about coming also. So, yay! UK!
Vacation Therapy says, I haven't been on an NCL in 8 years, but I'm going to give them another try. For Kevin and Frank, even going to do an inside cabin instead of a balcony. Well, good for you. We always say, you want to book whatever cabin you feel comfortable in. And we always say, book it right from the beginning. Yeah. Don't hope for that upgrade because it might not come. And we've been very, very happy with our inside cabins. I know. Especially, I'm going to say, I'm going to put it out there because I've gotten a lot of crap from people at my salon because we booked an inside cabin for Alaska. But the sun came up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and it didn't go down until like 1 o'clock in the morning. So there was only a few hours of darkness. So we were very, very happy.
I have to say that, every time we book a cruise, we are torn between, should we do a balcony again? We floated around. And my opinion is that if we were not Cruising with Wheels and we didn't do the YouTube thing and all the filming and all the stuff, We might do the balcony, but for what we do and how busy we are trying to do all the stuff and all the filming and all of that, we're not in our cabin.
Well, this time in November, we got a balcony. We got a balcony because it was the deal.
Yeah.
So since we booked a balcony, we got a good price, first of all. Second of all, if we booked the balcony, we got all 5 of the free at sea promotions. So and we got onboard credit. Right. So
we did.
We did it.
Traditionally, we'd be like, we're never going to be in the cabin.
And we love when we have a balcony.
Yeah.
But
I loved it on that gem. That
it was a gorgeous room.
It was a huge room. Big party room. Oh, my God.
I think if we ever do a group cruise out of New York City and we're on the gem, or we're on the gem and we do a group cruise, that's what I want to book. I want to book that exact room so that I can do a before and after. Because we sailed in that room before it was renovated.
Oh, wow.
Remember, it had the hot pink carpet and the, the teal and the hot pink and the purple. And now it's all calm and serene.
Yeah, it was huge.
Jan and Tiff wants to know, what did Wyland send us? And we are not going to divulge that information, Janet, because we have decided that we are going to share that with a lucky subscriber or maybe perhaps someone that's on the group cruise.
Right.
So we're going to, instead of keeping it for ourselves, treat somebody else with it.
Well, right then and there, they know he didn't send us artwork.
Yes, it wasn't artwork.
We would not be giving any of Wyland's artwork.
Well, maybe we would. Maybe we would.
You and I both know we wouldn't.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. What's it say? Well, Anne just asked if Wyland's artwork arrived. He didn't give us artwork. No. We didn't know what he was sending. But we do very much appreciate what he sent us. So thank you very much, Wyland. We just feel that we'd like to, we try to share as much as we can with our subscribers. So
whatever we got, we put back into Cruising with Wheels. Whatever it is.
James, I don't know. James is asking what the, crap. I hit the wrong button. James is asking what episode is the Carnival of the Tales from the High Seas. I don't know. I'm looking it up right now.
The Conquest Meltdown?
Yes. Bonnie's afraid that she'll sleep for 7 straight days in an inside cabin. Tell her that's a possibility.
Yes, it's true.
Sometimes Frank has almost done that. I sometimes have to go, wake up, Frank, wake up. Okay, so it's episode 9. Episode 9 is the Carnival Conquest Meltdown, and there are bonus outtakes.
Oh, boy.
Woo.
Crazy bonus outtakes.
I don't know. Where is it? Oh, look at that. Oh, that's not us. See what happens when I play around with
tell him
stuff?
Not to play around with the computer while we're live streaming.
How could you ask me a question to find a video, James? You don't know what happens over here. Katie said, I got my first ever bid offer for her Cubic cruise. She did the lowest bid because she likes the dark of the inside. That's because you do all those bar crawls. And you're hungover. Oh, boy. Diane said, I just have to say that I love all your videos. You guys are great. Thank you, Diane. Love you. Thank you. Now, James said that he loves his balcony because he likes to sit out there at night. Well, James, we are out of our cabin from 6 in the morning until probably 11 at night. So, and when we get back in, it's like, it is time for bed.
Oh, I have to get in bed.
Yeah, my head hits the pillow and we're done. And then we get up in the morning, because we leave the cabin at around 6:30, but I'm up at like 4:30 in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we're coding things, we're naming files,
we're working on all the previous day's videos and pictures, getting them on the laptop in every file and getting them into the hard drive.
Not to mention answering all your comments on YouTube.
And it's, that's right, checking all that. And then it's like, okay, coffee should be available if it hasn't already been delivered with a Danish or two. And then it's okay, we need to get showered and dressed.
Michael Hazelwood is going on the Gem next December, and he's looking forward to it, and he's asking if we have any advice. We are going to give you a little tidbit of advice. Don't waste your time on the larger dining room. I can't remember what the Grand Pacific.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time going to the Grand Pacific. Stop in, see what it looks like. Eat at Al-Azhar. Is it Al-Azhar?
We like Al-Azhar.
I don't think it's called Al-Azhar on the Gem. It's called Magenta.
Oh, that's right, Magenta.
Eat at Magenta. If you are going to eat the free food,
right,
the free dining room food, eat at Magenta.
Al-Azhar was on the Jade.
Al-Azhar was on the Jade.
Yeah, Magenta.
That's my big tip.
Yeah, it's smaller restaurant, more intimate. We really liked it than being in the giant, Poseidon Adventure dining room that cruisers are used to being in.
The food, although it comes out of the same kitchen, we felt it was better quality, and we felt that we got better service in that smaller, intimate dining room. Although, try to make a reservation because it only seats, I believe, 100.
I don't know.
75, 100 people. And eat at Teppanyaki. Best teppanyaki we've had on the NCL cruise line. Well, the Jade was really good, too.
The Jade was good. Well, we had a private dinner on the Jade at Teppanyaki.
Yeah, so that was really nice.
It was just me, you, Dave, and Darlene, and our chef. Choo, 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 choo.
Laura just got home, and they are looking at cabin options now for the Encore. Yay!
Yay!
Are you going on the group cruise, Laura? I hope so. Yay! They have some great options for cabins. I've been learning the deck plan already and reviewing everyone's cabins. So, because we're trying to keep track of everybody.
Right, who's where.
We should have a door decorating contest, Laura says. Well, maybe.
My sister suggested that there be a dance contest.
Ugh. I think Laura was the one that suggested we do a theme party.
Right.
So we're going to work on that a little bit.
We have
and
a
see
whole
what we can
list of
figure
things.
out. We know so far. What do we know so far? We know that we're going to have a pub crawl. We know that we want to do a cabin crawl so people get to see some different cabins.
Well, I want to have an ice cream social
For the kids. We want to have an ice cream social. Adults will be welcome.
Yes.
However, they will have to pay for their own.
We're going to do some prizes, like for the kids for free ice cream. And
we know we're going to do a meet and greet.
Maybe some giveaways. Definitely meet and greet.
I have an idea for a possible scavenger hunt. Frank had this idea about karaoke with Kevin.
Oh, that's going to work.
So we're going to try that. And I'm going to try to order some karaoke discs, maybe, because you never know what they're going to have on the ship. The last time it sucked. So let's see. Curtis says, "Hi guys, I have an upcoming cruise that will be a celebration of a few things. Birthdays, anniversaries, and etc. I'd love to have a warming card in my mom's cabin. So any tips to recommend?" So, Curtis, it is going to depend on the cruise line that you are going on. But you are going to need the last name, cabin number, and possibly even the reservation number. And you just call the 1-800 number for the cruise line that you are traveling on, provide them the information they need, and you will have to pay for like a welcome aboard gift. They decorate the room. You can choose that. You can send her chocolate covered strawberries or some kind of little treat, maybe a bottle of wine. Unfortunately, they won't deliver just a card. It won't be waiting for them in the room, but once you board, you can give the card to someone at guest services, and they will deliver it to the room in most cases. Carrie Ann wants to know, what is the best bar on the Bliss? Can you answer that question?
Hell no.
Frank doesn't drink, but I will tell you, I only drink Cosmos, Cosmopolitans. I have an occasional mojito. I found that the best bar for me was in the Observation Lounge. They were the only bar that got it right.
Good for them.
Congratulations. Also, great views. Great views in the Observation Lounge on the Bliss. The party was always happening, it seemed, though, at Sugar Cane's. Sugar Cane's always had Tatiana.
Right.
Some of you that cruise Norwegian will know of her. She has many YouTube videos out, too. Tatiana is a very talented pianist and a gifted vocalist. And NCL usually pulls the best of the best for their inaugurals. And they selected her to entertain us in various outlets. And she was always at Sugar Cane, and she was always a treat. Angela said, just got back from cruising on the Gem. Magenta and Cagney's were fantastic. We have to say the same thing. We love them both.
Cagney's is always very consistent, so far, at least for us, on every cruise.
Kate Ross is asking, what cruise line do you recommend for someone who has never been on a cruise? Also, she doesn't like crowds.
Well, that's a problem.
The question I would be asking myself is, are you going to relax or are you going for a party atmosphere? And I would stick to a smaller ship, like 2,600 to 3,000 passengers.
And we would stick to a smaller day-night cruise. If you've never cruised,
do a 5-day.
Don't book a 2-week cruise if you've never cruised. Okay, you don't want to be stuck on there for 2 weeks and hate it. So a smaller, 5-7 day, whatever.
Oh, Michael says we should have a karaoke contest. I'd win. So, sorry.
I would lose.
Just kidding. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Silo Steve is here. Yay!
Oh my God. Did you just get here?
I know. I just see him right now. Hi. And he says, hi, Kevin. Hi, white chocolate. Silo Steve is the one who sailed with us on the Bliss. Yes. He came down and surprised us. So we're so glad to have him here.
Silo Steve is the Steve who was in the elevator with Kevin when Adrian got on and did his little, ignoring screw you attitude. Yes, another victim.
James Ellis says the potato soup at Cagney's. Oh my God, I want it now. I have to agree. Yeah. It is the shit. Yeah. It is awesome. I just keep banging this table. Make sure there's a Johnny Cash song. He wants me to.
There's at least on the Bliss, there was a lot of country.
There was a lot of
country songs that people were singing. I just wish
don't know country very
equipment was working for them, and they wouldn't just. They kind of they stopped and they I'm done and walked off.
Darina Dorsey said that the ice cream is for Kevin.
What, the ice cream social?
Actually, it was not my idea.
Actually, it was mine.
It was Frank's idea.
It was my idea because I wanted to do something for the kids.
Little something for the kids.
Yeah, because their families out coming with their children, and I thought an ice cream social, of which we would fund, would be great for the kids, and then we maybe would do a raffle for maybe a couple of adults to partake of that. But again, if you go down to Coco's and get the big sundaes, if I was a parent, I'd be like, oh, honey, I know you can't eat that whole ice cream sundae yourself. Yeah, feel free to share it. If your daughter's getting it free.
Gavin said that his first cruise is for 12 days. You got a lot of guts, Gavin.
You got a lot of guts, Gavin.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's from the UK.
Yeah. Gavin, have you prepared for possible seasickness?
Yes.
Medication, the patch. It's funny. I remember getting on my first cruise. I never saw so many cruisers on board that ship with a patch behind their ear. I am not subject to seasickness, unlike some people.
He's probably... Well, one time on all the cruises. And... let's say we were in a nor'easter.
Yeah, we were.
And 2 storms were colliding.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, really.
But I didn't get sick.
And we were in an aft cabin. And it was like a scene from The Exorcist. The bed was going like this. The ship was going side to side.
The walls were shaking.
I got thrown out of the bed and hit the wall.
Oh my God, it was awful. I was like, oh my God, we're going to die.
But he's upset because I was puking. Sorry.
I was.
Michael Hazelwood said he might make it to karaoke because I would be getting all the ice cream before Kevin gets to it.
Oh, good luck.
Good luck with that one. Gelato. But Frank wants gelato. You want gelato?
Oh, yeah, I'll have that, and I have to have a sundae. We keep saying to ourselves, I can't believe we didn't have stuff at Coco's while we were on the Bliss. We totally missed that. So much to do. I can't see.
Sylvan Forrest says he makes a killer Cosmo.
Oh, wow.
Frank was supposed to make me a Cosmo before this whole started. And
he tells me at the last minute.
I know, but I thought you could do it really quick.
We need to be in the office. We need to get things set up. Nobody has time to be making you a Cosmo.
So I've been drinking my iced tea.
Oh, get over it.
No, that's fine.
You'll live.
Send me your Cosmo recipe.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I want to see. Because what we're doing is we're trying... See, our recipe for the Cosmo, it makes a big picture of them. Like, I don't know how many.
No, the one we have is for 2 Cosmos.
But, I mean, I'm saying our normal one.
Yeah.
But we're trying to come up with a recipe so that I can hand them a recipe card when we get on the ship and say, here you go, make it this way.
I want a Cosmo, and this is how I want it made. I don't want it how corporate tells you to make it, because it's not how I like it. And,
Gavin Till says that he's sure that the bars can prescribe him something once they're on board. Pretty much. Just keep your belly filled. It sounds stupid, but once I ate, I was so much better. Let's see. What else we have? Silo Steve says he's going to buy a Cruising with Wheels shirt to wear in the Haven in October. Oh just in case he is still there.
Oh my God. And
I love it, Steve.
Steve, maybe we could give you one of those face on a stick where there's a picture of my face on a stick and then one with Kevin's, and you can walk with alternating face pictures.
You know what would really get us goat? You know what would really get us goat, Silo Steve, I'm sure, is if you had the Cruising with Wheels shirt, and James is a custom printer, so on the back he could put, I was a victim of Adrian Bika.
Oh, God. That's crazy.
I shouldn't give him that idea because Silo Steve is just ballsy enough to do that.
Yeah, on the back it'll say Attack of the Haven Hitman. Well, Adrian knows about it now. So
he does.
He knows about it. And Kevin, when the video was released, tagged everybody in. NCL was tagged in. Andy Stewart was tagged in on Twitter and Instagram. And
I can't. We sent the email out to, I think there were 5 people that were CC'd in. So they all knew that they were all getting the email.
Right. Andy Stewart.
I didn't blind copy it.
Andy Stewart, 3 vice presidents, and Andrea, our public relations coordinator. 5 of them got the email. So I find it hard to believe that 5 people got this and no one is responding, no one is addressing what's going on.
I know. James Ellis said he'd do the back for Steve for free. Oh God!
You're too much.
I shouldn't have these moments of brilliance when we're live streaming.
Oh my God!
Let's see.
Can you imagine families walking in with T-shirts? I was a victim of Adrian Bika.
I know.
Help!
I know. Karen Carter said, "Put Team Kevin and Frank on here too."
Oh yeah, because according to Adrian's email, I know these 2 guests.
Oh, that is a great idea, Bonnie. Bonnie Bergstein says maybe we should all wear shirts, all of them. So Bonnie Bergstein is on our group cruise. She said maybe we should all wear shirts with Adrian with a big red X over his picture.
Oh my God.
Or Adrian Bika walks the plank. I love it. I love it.
Oh my God.
Of course, now, knowing Adrian like we know Adrian, he's probably going to watch this live stream once it's in replay, and he'll know what's coming. And he'll probably make up a shirt that says, I know these people.
And they're trash.
And I've dealt with them.
I've already reported them to corporate. That one commenter yesterday said that was actually the most ridiculous, outrageous comment to say to you when we were leaving, and you said you were going to report his nasty attitude to corporate.
God.
And Adrian looked at you and said, I've already contacted corporate about your attitude. Who would say that? That is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I think I said to him, good for you. I don't work for NCL.
Yeah, who cares? I'm a paying guest. Buddy, they sign your paycheck. If anybody should be worried, it should be you. That's the arrogance.
Is that Antonio?
Antoine.
Oh, Antoine. I'm sorry. My eyes are starting to get a little... Ooh. And Antoine says, booking the group cruise this week. This will be my wife and kids' third cruise.
See,
already booked on the Escape in February of 2019. Oh, we could do the Escape.
In 2019?
In 2019. Where's the Escape go out of, Antoine? Where are you going out of? Adrian v. Victims Anonymous.
Right. A hoe support group.
Really?
Adrian B. Victims Club.
Mary Peden wants to know about group excursions. Will there be any? I am not sure.
Yeah.
I am trying to work on that. I kind of have in my mind a list of things that I'm working on in order. Right. So before I work on whether we can do a group excursion, I'm going to need to have a firm number of how many people are going on the cruise and a firm number of how many people are in wheelchairs.
Right. And we're trying to keep track of that, and that's where we say strength in numbers.
Well, yes.
The more people that book the group, the more clout, the more influence we will have with the cruise ship.
Right. But Mary, a group excursion would not be free, so I have to be very mindful of the pricing, and I'm not sure what everybody would want to do or would be able to do because of whatever disability they might have. So I'm looking into it. I have some thoughts going around in my head. I have some tour providers that have already reached out to us that we might do something outside of the NCL label.
Yeah, Bonnie, that will be a big old bus.
Yeah, it's kind of a coordination nightmare when you try to get.
It's like what did Scott Singer say? It's like corralling cats.
Herding cats.
Herding cats.
Logistically, it might be a little difficult for us to do a group excursion. I kind of jumped the gun when I said we were going to do that. I'm not backpedaling right now. I'm just in the research process of doing that. And it seems to be coming up that it might be a little difficult.
I want to go over, as we're winding things up, and kind of just, again, go over the group cruise information and say that you must book the group cruise through Sarah Clore directly at her 954 area code number. And Sarah only works Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York time. Do not call the NCL 1-800 number. Do not book the cruise yourself online. If you do that, you will not be part of the group cruise. You must book it with Sarah Clore, who is the group cruise specialist, and we will give you the group cruise ID number when you email us to get the information.
Now, I want everybody that is on the group cruise to be aware that I have saved your email addresses, and I am going to be emailing you some reminders and also emailing you information regarding activities and reaching out to those of you that have showed interest in being group leader or a shenanigator.
That's right. Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of shenanigators in this room.
If you guys are interested in purchasing a group cruise t-shirt, you can do that through James Ellis at Ellis Custom Creations. He can be found on Facebook. At this time, only people that are on the group cruise are going to be allowed to purchase the group cruise t-shirts. Sorry, it's just another special thing that we're trying to do for the people that are going with us. FYI, James, we need to get together to firm up the design of that shirt, which we will be doing soon. And I will send you a list of names so that you have those, so you know who is on the group cruise and who can purchase those group cruise t-shirts. But we do have regular Cruising with Wheels t-shirts. Right. And so if you want to support us by purchasing one, we'll even sign it for you if you want. We've had a few requests for that.
Ooh, that'd be crazy.
James can print that right on there for you. So I don't know. Is there anything else?
No, that's it. We covered the two main topics today: group cruise and the Adrian fallout.
What does it say? Paul said, I was on the getaway last month. I really enjoyed it until the guy jumped overboard.
Oh, were you there?
Oh, you poor thing. It always
ruins. Still never found out why he jumped. Anybody know why this guy jumped? I mean, he was rescued, thank the good Lord, but why would you throw yourself overboard?
And you go from jumping off a ship to Silo Steve says he's also watching the Brady's sing Sunshiny Day.
I mean, the guy didn't jump off because he worked for Adrian, did he?
He could have.
He couldn't take it anymore.
Oh, that's so bad. Yes, Gavin, that is going to be in the... Gavin said, how about a vote for the t-shirts? That was what I was going to reach out to James about. I want to come up with 1 or 2 designs maybe, and then the group can vote on which one they prefer.
Michael Hayes, when Adrian pushed him.
Pamela Thomas is asking if there's a deadline for paying the deposit. No, there's not a deadline for paying the deposit. However,
I'm not sure how long this is.
I don't know how long the cabins are going to last.
Right.
And the currently NCL is running a special. It's $50 per person to book.
Yeah, and we don't know how long that's going to last.
So we don't know how long that's going to last. And I can tell you that the prices that we quoted on our initial live stream are only good for 60 days. Sarah's holding a price hold on a number of cabins only for 60 days. Right. So if the price goes up, there's nothing I can do about it. But if you've already put your deposit down as little as $50 a person, then you're locked in it with the price.
That's right. Remember, Sarah Clore, NCL Cruise Group Specialist, direct number, area code 954. Do not call the 1-800. Do not book it online.
And those of you that are international,
yes.
like Gavin Till, you can do almost all of... Actually, you can do all of your transactions through email if you feel comfortable doing that. So that is also an option. To
Sarah.
Yes, to Sarah. I have now modified the email that we send out to include her email address. So I guess that's about it for us. We want to thank everybody for coming. We want to remind everybody to... hit that like button. We want to thank Bonnie Bergstein for her super chat.
Right, I see her right here.
Love you, Bonnie.
Here, I see you right here, Bonnie. I'm going to touch your picture of your babies.
Excuse me. And we want to remind everybody, as always, what do we want to remind everybody?
Always. Travel safe.
And cruise often.